Greetings and welcome back to Factorio. I'm KatherineOfSky, and in this series we're doing a little bit of something different. But before we get to that, I wanted to tell you a huge thank you to all of my patrons and sponsors and members and subscribers on Twitch and everywhere else you support me. I really appreciate that. And everyone who clicks a like on the video, that does absolute wonders for the channel, and I thank you so very much for being considerate and taking a couple seconds of your time to do that. Really appreciate that. And if you, of course, want to become a patron, check out the links below. As usual, as always, all the same. You hear everybody say that, but it is really important. Anyway, this particular series, I am going to do things a little bit differently. And to that end, I have already created the starter base to make the starter base to make the actual factory. So we're going to start out by going to a Megabase level. Now, I do have very specific ideas about how I want this playthrough to run, and a huge thank you to Matthias for helping me with the concept here. He actually suggested this, and then we kind of developed it, and it was really cool. So the rules for this this playthrough are, I'm going to call this a trickle-down Megabase. So each item is going to have its own rail outpost. That means iron plates is going to have its own, copper plates, green circuits, blue circuits. Nothing is going to be made modularly. It's all going to be made in separate outposts. That means a lot of trains. So we're going to have a specific way of organizing the trains, which I think you'll find may be interesting. The second rule we have is items will trickle down from basic materials at the top of the map to ever more complicated ones going south. That means we're going to try to do all of our mining in the north side of the map so we can have separate train networks where we can have so trains arriving with ore are going to come from the top of the map, and that stuff is going to go further and further down. So the next item we make is going to be like, green circuits, which need the plates to function, and further down from that, red circuits, until we get, further down and have like more and more complex things at the bottom, like rocket parts and science. Now, the third thing, the starter base is going to become the end point for science drop-off. So we're going to have all of our science beakers delivered to the starter base. Now, the starter base is not going to make science, but it is going to be the delivery point. We're going to have the labs there, but not the assembling machines. And also the starter base is going to be our mall. We probably will keep the local production at the starter base just to supply the mall to make belts and assemblers and things, and maybe even train in some from some of the other outposts. And so that's going to be kind of the concept for this particular playthrough. So I hope you enjoy that. It's going to be different. We're going to try to do some different kind of cool things here and see how we can separate things and how things are going to work. So with no further ado, I would like to show you the mods that I have. I don't have that many, but I just wanted to show you. We have ToDo List, Afraid of the Dark, Alien Biomes. Oh, also, by the way, I'm going to divide this into chapters, so if you want to skip something like, I am going to do a time lapse of the 3 hours long play session. I think it'll take about 10 minutes. I'll narrate a little bit, but if you want to skip that, feel free. There's going to be timestamps in the description if you want to get past those. Okay, so going back, Afraid of the Dark, which basically gives light for YouTube, Alien Biomes, as well as a high-res terrain pack, Auto Deconstruct, which is a thing that marks miners for deconstruction. It doesn't actually deconstruct them, but just when the ore runs out, they auto have an X. Big Light, Blueprint Sandboxes, Disco Science, which we all know and love, Factorio Library, Factory Search, which is, I love that one, FNEI. Infinite Inventory. This is slightly cheaty, but I'm so tired of inventory management. It's such a waste of time. We are still going to use a building train and building Spidertrons, but having the infinite inventory is super helpful when you have like just a billion stone in your inventory, and I just really don't want to walk back to a certain place and drop it off. KoS Technical Terms, Max Rate Calculator, Module Inserter, Picker Dollies. Queue to Front is a new one that I'm adding based on the So Science City playthrough, where you can actually add items to the front of the queue instead of having to cancel everything and put it in the back. Remote Configuration, another amazing mod that I love, and that is actually being added to vanilla, which is nice. Squeak Through. always nice. Tree X-ray, and that's it. Okay, so those are the mods I chose, and we'll go ahead and just go to here for a second. And I'm going to paste in the map exchange string, which is in my Google Drive. Just link to that to see what we got. So here's our preview of what we've got here. There appear to be plenty of resources in the north. Now this map doesn't have any biters on it, so you can adjust that if you really want biters. We have some iron and copper, nice patches in the north. We have iron over there as well. We have our first patch of oil quite near the starting location, so we're going to use that initially till we find more. But I've bumped the richness way up so we don't have to move ore patches very often. The size is also big, and the frequency is less because I do want to have some really extensive train lines, and that seems kind of exciting. Terrain-wise, this is the terrain settings. The enemies don't exist. We don't have pollution either because not needed because of that. So, having said all that, let's start. All right, so here we go. We are starting off on a brand new planet and going over the rules of the entire playthrough here, which I have already done. And so first thing we need to do is set up a starter base. And we're going to collect some trees and coal and rocks just to begin. And to get this starter base going, we're going to go ahead and put in some burner miners and get those, get some iron so we can make more burner miners. And finally, get some coal going as well as the copper, so we have a little bit of that. And after this, we're going to set up our steam engines so that we can get power and do a little bit of the research to enable us to get our very first assembly machines. And that's what we're kind of working toward here. We already have a little bit of science. Of course, the first parts of science have to be handcrafted, and so that's what I've been doing. It's putting quite a lot in the crafting queue and getting that going. So now we can set up a little bit of an automated system for science, just a little bit of a kind of a temporary structure where we have to hand carry all the materials in. And now we want to automate a few other things like green circuits, belts, gears, so that I have some of those so I can do a lot of handcrafting and really get the starter base going, because a lot of the initial stuff is going to have to be handcrafted, like inserters, machines, splitters, belts. Of course, our little assembly area is taking care of most of that, but still it's good to have a lot of that done. So then now I start setting up miners to feed the assembly directly, because of course the power of electric miners is they go twice as fast as burner miners, and therefore they can feed twice the furnaces. So getting that set up is really beneficial, because then we can harvest the iron plates from those particular furnaces in the actual starter base structure. And I just fed all of the furnaces with coal manually. I didn't even put a box down. I just like chunked in the coal there. And so now I'm trying to get a little bit of each item in there, especially copper, because copper really gets our green circuits going. We can't make green circuits without copper. And so that has to be delivered to the base automatically in order for us to make, you know, useful things like splitters and inserters, especially the inserters, because goodness knows when we get to our smelting setups, our very large smelting arrays, we need lots and lots and lots and lots of inserters, many inserters. So anyway, all of this is going well. I wanted to see if I could use Blueprint sandboxes to limit the circuit conditions to actually create circuits. But if you haven't unlocked the tech yet, you can't do it. And I'm like, what? How? I wish that was added to Blueprint sandboxes, because things like circuits are effectively free after you get them. And I wanted to limit the inserter box to not output to the science belt unless there were 50 in the box. Basically allowing me to have a buffer of 50 that I could pick up before it went to science. But alas, that is not to be. Anyway, I did expand power at this point, and I got that going to make sure that we had enough to power our ever-growing base, because that starter base is working. It got hungry for power, and so I got all that working. We also had green science by this point, and so we were getting plenty of techs to work with that. And so then I am just kind of optimizing things, crafting things. You see me crafting millions of inserters because we just don't have enough. One of the saving graces of the starter base is that the green circuit assembly line, or machine, I guess, a couple of machines, it outputs into a box as well, so I could pick up a whole handful of green circuits, and that enabled me to craft things more easily. Now here I am setting up the smelting area, and what I decided to do is to have a direct feed of three smelting lines, 2 copper and 1 iron, into green circuits directly, and then I wanted 2 iron and 1 copper on the bus. So that is the patterning that I kind of went with there, and here I am connecting up some of the mining columns with the smelting sections. And of course, the ever-present struggle of having enough miners, because miners are kind of expensive to build. I mean, when you have to build so many of them and get all of these places set up, it does cost quite a lot of material. But I end up mangling it a little bit. Some of the belts are sort of shared, and that kind of helps with things, because, you know, you would for example, it doesn't really matter if they share for the bus, but it does matter if they share between the bus and green circuits, because inevitably I know that green circuits is going to back up, especially before late mid game, as in early game and early mid game. The green circuits, we're just not going to use enough of them to justify a huge build like that. So I do share between different parts, and here I am creating the actual bus. And we ended up needing a little bit more coal for the steam engines and also to feed the smelting arrays. So I added that there. And then, of course, I did a half of an array of stone. Of course, half because stone takes 2 pieces of, or stone bricks take 2 pieces of stone in order to work. They only produce a half a belt of output, so you only need half the amount of furnaces because it's limited by belt input at that point. And then I added some steel at the end because of course I forgot about the steel earlier, and then I was kind of like, oh shoot, where's the iron for the steel going to come from? Well, I found it, and we just don't have enough coverage on our original patch, so I had to go up north to get that steel. And soon I'll be putting in the belt for that. But otherwise, we set up this green circuit array that is fed, like I said, from the first 3 furnace columns there. And that is going to provide a lot of circuits for us. So here I am just building upward, and then, well, now that was quick. Okay, now we're building downward, getting all of the, this is just creating the bus, creating our initial mall setup, where we start with our belt array, of course, because we need lots of belts, and then running out of undergroundies, and then of course the boutique mini mall, because I don't really want to produce a whole heck of a lot of stuff in this factory. I might do a big mall just to have all of the products like Spidertrons and other stuff like that, but initially the boutiques are plenty enough to get started. So that's what I'm doing here, is just connecting everything up and making sure we have plenty of stuff, because the idea here is to make sure that there is some buffer of machines, of inserters, of power poles, so that I can grab whatever I want whenever. Okay, so here is where I set up the iron mine for steel. I think I did this on purpose because I thought, steel isn't that important. We need to get the malls set up and start making products so that we can finally, get all this other stuff going. And so then I run back down, and we need more miners. Obviously, we don't have enough, but I overbuilt the miners in that areas just in case they run out. We won't have to panic and, oh my god, we're missing 10 miners, so let's go back up there. So I think I built quite a few. I don't remember how many, but enough so in case they run out, there'll be plenty of leeway and they'll keep producing at full tilt, full belts. So here I am, I'm adding the labs to this setup, and I delete the labs from the starter base. That's pretty helpful so you don't have to build extra labs. Of course, the setup that I use does have a fair few number of labs in it. And as I'm creating this, I'm going from left to right very slowly and making sure that my robots build stuff from the insertion point of the bus, or the new science bus. Because if you build it from the end, or if it goes randomly, then stuff isn't connected and you don't get any science done. Here I am just kind of filling out that cold patch with all of the coal miners that I can get, and that's kind of it. Now at this point we are making some solar panels, and that ends up making a pretty big difference. Even without accumulators, we are saving on some of that coal, at least during the daytime. And with having all the power poles down, it's easy to just let the bots go wherever they want. The grid is there and it's fine. So I'm also connecting up the stone and stone bricks to make sure that I have enough for science. And of course, then we start oil. And oil is going to follow the same pattern as I did with the labs in terms of constructing it from the bus toward the outside of it. And I'm very careful to make sure that I get the connecting line with the oil all the way up to the front, because that's really needed. I actually ended up adding a couple of extra pipe makers because I was really running out of pipes. And so that was one of the things that ended up saving me, is having extra pipe makers where I could add stuff. Because the initial setup of oil is massive. It takes a huge number of pipes, like thousands of pipes. So that's kind of needed. And also I forgot that plastic needed some coal. So this is where I am tapping that extra coal patch up to the northwest and bringing it down just for plastic so that we can start making the red circuits, which of course need green circuits and red and plastic to function. And of course, red circuits are part of blue science. Blue science was the goal that we were looking for here. And it took a while to get stuff, but eventually we did. Now those solar panels ended up being a really good boon for the energy there. They ended up exceeding the steam engine output, which surprised me later because I'm like, wait, what? It's nighttime and we have no power? What's going on? So it went to like half power, and I'm like, wow, the steam engine or the solar panels really do a lot of work. It was really great. So some of the connections here had to be a little bit squirrely, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. And we were able to connect a lot of the pipes to where they need to go. Of course, we needed water up from that southern lake to get to both the sulfuric acid maker for blue science to make sulfur. Actually, not sulfuric acid, just sulfur crystals. And then we're also connecting that to the oil area in order to make the sulfuric acid for the batteries. And of course, I did connect the iron and copper to batteries as well. And then I added a few more lanes to the bus to accommodate things like batteries, red chips, blue chips, that kind of thing. And many flashing images are before me right now. I'm just like watching this. I'm like, whoa, many things are happening. I had some issues with water because of how I accidentally copied the lanes of the bus plus the pipes. And so it kind of did this weird repetition thing, which didn't actually work for flow. So I had to spend a few moments puzzling over that. And then later, here is where I'm adding purple and yellow science structures. Now, I don't have them researched yet, but I am going ahead and adding them anyway, just to use up what we got. And here we are adding our train station, and that is actually going to be the final part of this section of the playthrough, because that's all we really need to do, and that is where we are going to start our regular coverage of this mod pack, is right where we get to the point where we can actually sort of launch a Megabase. I know it's probably weird to wake up to a brand new Megabase, but let me give you a base tour of what we already have. Or mostly, since apparently I didn't finish putting down all of the radars. Oh no, KoS, what are you doing? It's okay, we'll get there. This part is not actually, there's not actually much here because some of this needs a lot of recipes. So let's start out with the beginning. If you didn't watch the preview, I want to just show you what we started with. I was just about to tear down, this is the starter base that I use. Really helpful to get a running start with all the things. And right now though, we can actually delete this. I think I'm just going to do this and delete. There is a diversion already for the ore over here, so that's great. Here is our steam engine park. And we have, these are our initial starting resources, which are being kind of overtaxed to the point where we had to get steel iron from this particular patch, and we had to get a little bit of extra coal from here to supply the bus. Now we have 2 lanes of copper and 1 lane of iron supplying the green circuits. It looks like we're kind of short on some of the copper here. Looks like I could probably help that along by maybe adding a one of those there. That would be good. Anyway, and then the rest of the stuff goes on the bus, which is basically just 3 lines. We've got 2 iron and 1 copper, as you can see over here. And then here's our green circuits. We then added some steel, 2 lines of steel, and then we have 1 line of bricks, or half a line of bricks basically. And then we have our belt array, we have the mini mall, and we started with red and green science, our labs, and then red circuits. Then we have blue science. This is meant to be gray science, but we haven't researched everything for gray science, so we're going to have to replop that. And this, I just wanted to use up the machines that we produced, so why not? This is going to be purple and yellow science. So we don't even have all the sciences yet, but we do have oil. So here's our oil park. We have it almost completed, which is fantastic. I do need to switch these over to advanced oil as soon as we can and replop the entire blueprint. And then here's our oil field where we have our pump jacks producing lots of oil. I just laid down the train station here, and as you can see, I have very little energy, and that's because of all of the stuff in the train station. I just, all the bots took all my energy. I deleted the belts for now because we're not actually importing anything at the moment. I just wanted to get some of the, well, there's some belts here, I guess. I just wanted to get the trains down, the tracks down, so that we're using materials, we're using the things that we're building, because we're trying to go for pretty high production amounts here, and that's working quite nicely. Now, we have gotten a kind of a win with the power, which is pretty great. We've been doing a lot of power via solar. Wow, solar has actually surpassed. Ha! Solar has surpassed steam engines. Beautiful, brilliant. So that's great. We don't have any accumulators made yet. They are scheduled to be made. Batteries, I think, are going to come on this line here. And where are they? Okay, so we were supposed to get water along this line. And for some reason, it's not doing that. Let's see. I thought I fixed this problem earlier, but it looks like the water isn't connected here. That's very strange. I think I messed something up with the water... Something with the blueprint, because I remember this being an issue previously as well. Anyway, we'll fix it. It'll be fine. Don't worry. Okay, go here, and so this needs to be there. Okay, and this will be easy peasy. Water is now there. Okay, so then we should get our batteries made. So that's working. That's great. Good, good. Here we had a little bit more solar panels to fill in this area, so we might as well do that. The solar panels are just saving us a bit of coal. We were kind of worried about running out a little bit because of all of the stuff that we're building and the amount of plastic we're doing and all of that kind of stuff. So let's just place these down. I was working on making some substations so we can actually build the proper solar grids, because right now we don't have access to nuclear energy at all. So that's something that we really want to get up and running. The other thing that we don't have is bots. I thought, we have our personal Roboport, so that should be enough. Yeah, so if you are playing without giving yourself power armor and all that kind of stuff, I highly recommend that you wait till you get bots before you start the next phase of your factory. Okay, so it looks like we have, yeah, we just don't have a lot of iron. We have 2 belts, but it's all getting used and we don't have any more. We are literally using this to the fullest. There's no extra stuff. Oh yeah, we needed to go north a little bit to fix this copper situation. Yep, there we go. And let's pick all this stuff up, since that can be torn down now. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pick up some of the furnaces because those have up to 100 pieces of iron within. There's a chest here that might have a lot of stuff in it too. Picking up the belts now. Thank goodness for infinite inventory. Okay, and now we're running out of energy, which is not ideal for sure. So I think instead of walking around like a typewriter, I'm just going to get out of this area and let the bots recharge and then do that later. So our goal here, the next things we want to do, I do want to build robots within the factory, but we do need the tech for that, which is here. We aren't there yet. But now we can actually start building our rail lines and start to build at least the mining outposts as well as the smelting outposts. So we're going to want to build individual outposts for iron, copper, stone, and oil. And those need to have things on them for, oh god, brain, help! We need to have separate track systems, I think. And we are not going to use modules initially. Now that is something that we usually always do, is have modules. However, I think it's probably not needed or wanted at this stage. Man, I wish I could move this to the front of the queue. But yeah, all right, let's just retrieve our bots here. There we go. It should be free energy. There we go. Okay, fantastic. And we have zero charge on those roboports. So I gave myself this power armor at the very beginning of the playthrough, as well as gave my bots some speed. And that is without using a mod. It's just through the console commands, which is, it's on the Factorio Wikipedia. You can easily look that up. Okay, so we have stuff, we have things, and we need probably to get some of this. We need some power poles, and then we need to get maybe some more locomotives as well as cars. Tank cars, yes, let's get these as well. How many of these? We have 32 of those. That seems like enough. Okay, and I'll take you. Thank you very much. And I don't know if I actually need any iron or steel chests. Probably not many, if any. So I'll just take a few of those. And I think we're pretty good. We are really up on having almost everything. The struggle here is, wow, why is it at 0%? It should be at something. Oh, maybe it's because these are charging, but we're not using the charge. However, there's nothing in the batteries. That is the slight issue. There's nothing in the batteries. In any case, we can still do some kind of work here on our rails. And I think what we should do is we should go up. We should start by taking some radars up with us, and then maybe make some kind of a horizontal line here where we try to, as you see, I did walk around for, I don't know, like at 10 times speed for a little bit. It doesn't even show as much as the preview map did, but I just wanted to get a good idea of where we're going, for example. So I think what we'll do is we'll take that up with us right now. And yeah, get going. Let's move. Let's do the thing. So, quick rails. We already have our books out. And let's just take it. And come on, walk. And I'm holding shift, and I'm just holding the left side. Oh, something happened here. Oh, I bet this was... What was this? I wonder... Oh, the power, I think, was connected through the starter base. So let's make sure that that power is restored. Yep, it was connected through here. So let's just get rid of this, because we don't need that anymore. Instead, I'll just take the long distance power poles and connect them here. And that should restore all that. I'll just walk through. As we walk, we'll just pick up a couple other items. All right, there we go. Big emphasis there on picking up a belt, which has 8 items per tile, which takes basically 9 trips for our bots. And instead of like an assembler, which takes 1 tile trip. 1 trip, because it's, yeah, not needing that amount of investment in energy. All right, let's go. Let's keep going. We're going to check now. How high are we? Okay, so we'll keep, you know what? I'm just going to take this line and go sideways. Like that. I think that should work. Yes, it does work. Okay, and then let's get our T-junction out. All right, there we go. T-junction. And we need to remove this and replace it again. Okay, and we are doing right-hand drive on this trip because I thought, if I'm going to make a Megabase and have to do all kinds of stuff, left-hand drive is not natural to me to think about, even though I like to do that to honor Matthias and, you know, driving in Sweden. When you drive trains, not cars, but trains, you drive on the left. And you can check that at any pendeltåg rail station. Well, not at, I guess, yeah, stations don't really matter because you have switches on either side. But yeah, you'll see, you know, the train drives on the left. A lot of people get confused about that. No, Catherine, we drive on the right in Sweden. And I'm like, well, cars, yes, you drive on the right. But trains, you drive on the left. And that's what we're talking about, is trains. Ooh, that's a new problem. Let's find out why we are not connected electrically here. Ooh, something got missed there. All right, that was probably the, yeah, related to replacing that T-junction. We didn't quite get enough electricity out here, but that's okay. We can come back and put in the another radar out here. I like to have full surveillance over all of my territory. The entire kingdom of Factorio. Yeah, here it is. This is the problem here. Okay, very good. So that gives us much more vision over this area. And oh, okay, here I guess somewhere. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, cool. Except for this is also not connected. Dude, where are my connections? Oh. Boy, does that feel dumb. Okay, let's get our train and we'll jet back to where we need to be. Let's get you some fuel. There you go. Actually, you know what? Let's give you some proper train. Not proper train. It's, yeah. You know that trains actually did used to use wood as fuel once upon a time. Some trains, early trains. Because that's what they had. All right, so we're going to go the fastest way possible, which is by train. Ooh, bots have been made. Okay. And that gives us a very good excuse to... Oh, whoops, that is needed. Help. Okay, that's needed. And let's connect this up. That should give us power. No, it still doesn't give us power. It's fine. We'll find it. It'll be fine. I think all these power poles are placed, but we don't have connection to the main part of the factory here. So go here. Go there. Is that better? Are we... Ah, yes! Illuminated! Hooray! Okay, Now, because we got the bot research, I do want to place down all of the array for that. Now, I have talked about, if you watch the long form of the video where I basically build the entire base, you can watch that on YouTube, by the way. I think it's called like 1B. This is 1A, the other one's 1B. I talk about why I am using these blueprints for this stage of the game, at the very least, is because I really just wanted to start making stuff. So let's see. I think it's under production mid-game, robot construction. There we go. Yep. And if you do want to see these kinds of things built, you know, one building at a time and ratios calculated, do check out any of my entry to Megabase videos. I do do a lot of that on my YouTube channel, a lot of it. So okay, we don't want to do. We did too far. We don't want to include the pipe. We do have a very small pipe bus going on here. Now this is going to be very close to the end of the bus anyway, right? Because we do not want to build a whole lot of stuff here. We are aiming, like I said, to do stuff, oh my god, sorry, an alarm happened. Sorry. And that's an alarm for one of my pills, so it's not something I want to completely silence. There we go. Just had to turn it off. Anyway, okay, let's go here. I hope that train of thought will arrive back at its station, but until then... yeah, sorry. Anyway, let's put this one here. And this one is going to go... I think this is red and green chips. That's conveniently attended this way. And this one is what? Batteries. Okay. Batteries, I think, is supposed to be that line there. But for whatever reason, they are not... Actually, we can do this. And this needs to be red, by the way. There we go. We want to keep that plastic line flowing. Let's check what's going on with these batteries. There they go. They're finally being produced. Wow, that took a while. That took a good long while. My goodness. Are any of them made? They literally just started being produced. Even though we connected the water a long time ago, for some reason, it just took some time for them to get made. Maybe the... Yeah, I don't know where this sulfuric acid was going because it's not really... We don't have blue chips set up. There's nowhere else for it to go. So batteries... Oh, there's a bunch here. Okay, that's why. There are some that have been produced. So that's fine. Okay, that's nothing to worry about, basically. Now, here we go with another blue-red situation here. Oh, I would love to just copy this whole thing, but it's so... Let's see, it's 2 up and 2 down from the insertion point. Okay. So we need to delete 2 up and 2 down. Maybe we can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll try it this way. I don't know if that's going to work well. We'll try. Okay, good. That I think will work. These need to be fixed as well. I was like, why are these exactly the same? And it's exactly the same because this is purple science and it needs what are they? Electric engines or something? I don't remember what it needs. It needs stuff. Stuff and things. Okay, you go here. Okay, and this one is batteries and steel. Okay. Okay, good. Now, good. So this is going to give us stuff and things. Now, one of the things that I need to do also is replop the blueprint here for the mini mall in order to make the roboports. No, not this. Malls, we're using the boutique mall because the goal, as I said, is not to make like many things here, just a few of the things. So there's our roboports. They are getting made, which is pretty fantastic. I'm very excited about this. And do we have... We do. We have accumulators. Boom. That's exciting. So as soon as we get some robots actually made, I want to start making our solar bigger. We want to have a bigger solar area. So now the lubricant, we don't actually have any lubricant made yet, I don't think. Because that was... actually, I'm not sure. We have to check. We may have to replop the whatchamacallit, the oil blueprint again. Let's go ahead and take this upward. Okay, lubricant. Let's find out. Ah, needs some replopping, I see. And also, hopefully that will replop the recipes on the refineries, because we didn't quite get those yet going. All right, we turn this around to be like this. Kablam. Yay. Amazing how it all goes blue at once. That's pretty fantastic. All right, yeah, we've been running on regular oil production the entire time, which is only producing, or was only producing, petroleum gas and not anything else. So it's good to kind of change that and get some heavy oil so we can produce lubricant, and then we can also have cracking for everything else as well. So the water is getting here. That's great. We can possibly connect the water through here instead of it going all the way around. Let's do that. That's a little bit silly what it's doing now. Okay, there we go. That's better. And batteries are now flowing a lot better. So things are going. We have lube going. Let's take the lube. This is not going anywhere. So let's take it downward and see how we can connect that up to our fluid bus on the... Here it is. Okay, there it is. All right. So let's just do here. Let's go here and connect it there. Nice. All right, so that's going to get lubricant for our beautiful electric engines. Electric engines are great. So this thing is purple and yellow signs. Oh, we got modules. Excellent. All right, I want to get... I want to see... Oh, you know what we can get? I want to get the modules that we need right now. I want to make level 1 modules because, by and large, I don't really want to do a lot of modules in the outposts right now because we really can't afford them. Right now, we really just need to do a lot of work with making things bigger, you know, and getting to those other points. All right, let's get these, and then let's get purple science, working toward yellow science and those elusive, lovely boxes that we need so much. So something. Okay, good. So this needs blue circuits, which we do not have yet. Let's get this in here. I'm going to put this one here. Oops. All right, you go here. We can put another one there. Okay, apparently we need a lot of... Oh yeah, because this is going to be for our low density structures, I think. That needs to go there. And then you go here. So this needs steel on this, okay, on this side. And the other needs plastic over here. Whoopsies. I'm not really sure what happened here. Ah, that's right. We don't need one to go over. Of course we don't. We needed one there. Oh, we do need one, actually. Ah, all right. This is going to have to move back one, I think. Yeah, because we need to do a this so that one can go through here. Yes, okay, perfect. Yeah, I was like, wait a second, what happened with that belt configuration? Who built this factory, man? All right, so there we go. We have this getting delivered. This is going to be low density structures for the science. All right, so, and this is other stuff as well. We can get this hooked up. I don't remember what this is exactly, but it is something. Let's get these guys hooked up here. Eh. Okay, those work. And let's take these across. Alrighty. Red and green chips. The green chips actually can come here. Okay. Okay, so that's one done. Then we need bricks and steel. So here's the steel. Bricks are, oh, bricks are right there. Okay. This might be more interesting. This is going to be interesting for sure. Okay, there we go. I don't know if I've ever quite done it that way before. That's quite amusing. All right, there we go. Bricks and steel. That goes in here. Looks like we're doing pretty well. Except for, let's see, we need stone and steel over here. And iron right up there. Wow, okay. So we need a filling thing there with output priority left. I guess I can move this one slightly. And just do this going this way. Let's get a red undergroundy over here. And just take this one up like this. And then we want steel and stone to come out. Okay, good. And that will be answered right here. Okay, fantastic. There we go. And that's what we got. So this is all going to be making stuff for the various sciences, which we're going to get to here shortly. Now, what are we doing with regard to stuff and or things? I feel like we're not getting a lot of blue science happening here. Oh, yes, we are. We're getting tons. My goodness. We're not getting a lot of green science. And that's because of... Oh, we're lacking electricity. That's why. Okay. It seems like our steam engines are not enough to keep up with the factory, as we see here. Let's see. Are they all connected? I guess so. Yeah, we're just... we have a lot of electricity during the daytime, but it isn't enough at night. So what we can do is make another set of steam engines. So let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And then we want to do a set of 20 of these. So 5, 10, 15, 20. And I do believe we have enough pipes, so that should be fine. Do we have enough water pumps, as in offshore pumps? We can make another 10, few, whatever. That's good. All right, so let me recycle a few different things here. I can recycle some stone, always good to put into the railroad track area. Actually, let me go and grab these tracks, because when we get placing those down again, that's going to be very valuable to have. I'm going to go up here and visit these guys and just clonk in all of my excess ore. Oopsies. There we go. And let's get the coal as well. That was very convenient. All right, great. We have plenty of stuff if we need to craft stuff, which I'm trying not to do because I prefer my machines craft instead of handcrafting everything. But we're looking pretty good. There is a possibility that we would want to have more materials, but I think what I want to do is instead of bringing ores in here, I might just smelt at our locations to, you know, pay our tax, our trickle-down tax, and get things running from there. So now that we have robots getting made, I want to definitely go here and kind of do the other parts that we were working on. Let's go here, please. I'm just going to have the computer drive the train for us real quick. And then I'll go into manual mode. That's fine. And then I want to put down some radars where they belong. Okay, train doesn't stop on a dime, but we're prepared for this. And then we go a little bit up. All right, cool. Very cool. So how do we want to start this? I guess what we want to do is we might want to go explore some of this. And if I do something like exploring, I'm just going to make a cut in the video and so it doesn't like get boring. I know it's so weird. I think a lot of people are watching shorts, and so people seem to have very much shorter attention spans. So I'm trying to like do a little bit of editing and whatnot, even though I think my stories are interesting when I talk about stuff. So I'm hoping some people do anyway. But I will try to kind of get to the point with a lot of the things that we're doing in the actual playthrough. Now then, we have a big mining patch here. I'm going to go ahead and just do this from the air. We're going to put in our raw resource blueprint from the air. And that will, I think we want to do this from the side. These are good from the side usually. I think I'll start here. And I've told my mall to make lots of mines for me. Lots and lots of mines. Like 400 or something. Okay, and let's just trim out some of this stuff. Now, it was funny because I tried to do this playthrough yesterday, and then I had some issues with my mic where it didn't record for about 2 hours. And I was like, oh God, I can't be doing this. That's not entertainment, right? And so I ended up redoing things, and I found that I had absolutely not enough trees, even though I don't really want a lot of trees because too much wood. But I was like, dead trees off the ground was the only thing that I had. I was like, oh boy, this is a little bit too few. Little bit too few. Let's get rid of these rocks here. And let's get ourselves a train station. Let's look at our rails, and we have a... Let's see. We have... Belted rail outpost. This should be what we want. We want mining station. Yep, that would be the one we want, I think. All right, so we do have the thing on the left here. See, that's actually a good distance there. Pretty good, pretty good. All right, so this is going to be mining. And we might want to do our box counting mechanism thing. Let's go ahead and X this for now as well. We can put this in here. Change up these belts a little bit. Oh, wait. These are 1, 2, okay. 3, okay. 4 is going to be here. And these, we can actually, if we delete these bits, these are going to be very regular type extensions here. All right. So what we can do is actually copy this and just place it out here. And then fill it in. All right, and let's copy these guys. Yep. Nice. Okay, so this is going to lead, we have a very, very fast loading station here, which is going to be pretty great. and we're gonna make this happen. So how many belts do we have? Let's count these. So we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sometimes counting from here is easier because you see the belts very clearly as yellow lines instead of anything else. So 1, 2, 3, and this is 4, so that's good. Let's see, 4 goes here. And I'm just going to copy this line here. And then you go there. So copy. I like to copy corners like this because there's no downside at all. And it just kind of makes it a little bit easier to get these things going. There we go. You go there. And then you go here. Alright, very cool. And then we'll get our long distance power pole, and that automatically connects over here. So yay, this is great. We're going to go ahead and call this a thing. We're going to say ore, iron ore pickup. Our iron ore 1 pickup is fine. And we're going to call this one building ore. And all the building ore trains are going to be the same. Or all of those are going to be called the same. I feel like that might be a good idea. And what we want to order for, oh, we don't have any combinators. I need to make some of those. Yeah, let's make some of these. Make sure that those get in place here. And we're going to change this one to be, instead of efficiency module 2, we're going to change it to have productivity and speed module 1s. There we go. Let's do 20. 20 of these. Yes. Okay. And then we are going to change the belts. Let's change the belts to be, let's see, 100 yellows. And these guys, sure, 20 of these maybe, and 20 splitters. You really don't even need 20 splitters, maybe 10 splitters. And I think that's going to be good. Now the other thing I want to change is I don't necessarily want them to request fuel. So we're going to turn off the fuel. We're going to try to do this all in the very beginning episode so that we don't keep on like having to redo the combinators frequently. We also don't care about repair packs at all. We don't care about lights really. Actually lights, it's okay. Tank car, engine, chain signals, sure. We're gonna go, let's go through each of the combinators and make sure that we need everything that we have here. Yeah, that's fine, I think. Roboports. Yeah, this is not a smelting station, so we don't want smelters. How about these? I don't want cliff explosives. We have 0 cliffs on the whole map, so we don't need it. We also don't need landfill. That is also not a thing. These also we don't need for this station. And that's gonna be it. I think that's gonna work. I think it's gonna work really well, actually. So now we have the ability to have... Whoa, why is this not working? That is weird. I know I had that connected in the blueprint. Why did that not... That's weird. Or when I made the blueprint anyway. I don't know why it's not connected in the blueprint. So, alright, we have our first station ready. Well, almost ready, actually. Let's make some iron boxes. Oh, not steel boxes, excuse me. Just iron ones, thank you. Let's skip these. All right. And what I want to do is I do want to connect the boxes together. And we need to make sure that we have enough for a full train. So as soon as we get, actually, let's skip the boxes and we'll get some of the wire made. And then, because I want to connect these boxes together. So wire, hello, where are you? There you are. Okay, wire can be here, and then we're going to connect them all together. So I'm going to copy these groups, and this is going to just connect each group together. And then we can connect these, And then we do this and connect these to get, whoops. Okay, these, those. We can probably do that. Yeah, that works. Even if it doesn't change the undergroundy, which is what we want it to do. We don't want it to change the undergroundy. All right, and then these guys go here. And then what we do is we want to calculate how much is going to go into a single car. So if we look at the cargo of these guys stack in groups of 50. So 50 times 32 is several. All right, let me get out my calculator for this. 50, let's see, calc. Okay, 50 times 32. Oopsies, that didn't work. 50x 32. No, come on, calculator. The calculator's being really stupid. Let's try this differently. 50 times 32. 1600, okay? So if, so we need 1600 times 4. We're going to do 4 trains. Maybe we should do bigger trains, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, we might need to do longer trains. See, do we have the longer train blueprint? Let me check this real quick. See, rails. Belted rail outposts. Mining stations. These are... Doesn't say. Those look like 4s. They look short. I do know that I have them somewhere. Let's see. Do we have 8 stations for this? Base station, no. Station loading, that's 8 belts, but it's not... Ah, no, that's unloading. Nope. All right, well, I have to look for it. It might actually behoove us to do 8 car stations to reduce the number of trains on the road. So what I'm going to do is we'll finish up this episode for today. Again, huge thank you to all of my patrons and all the lovely people watching the channel. I hope you have an amazing day. You are great. Never forget that. Always remember that you can do anything that you want to. So take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you next time.